Hi, Leah.
Hi, Kamna.
I am really excited for today.
I know. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I am excited to reflect on how the past year has been and everything that we've learned and all the successes we've seen.
Mhm. I am too.
So,
I think it's going to be fun.
this is
Where
going
do you
to
want to
be a
start?
different kind of episode. I think, just to clarify, we're not going to reflect on our call to actions because we're going to be reflecting on everything else.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
So what we're referring to is we're reflecting back on everything that people our wait what call to action members have successfully accomplished this year.
Mhm.
And I can speak for you when I say you and I have learned 1,000,000%
Oh, yes.
so much from them, from each and every
Absolutely.
person.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I'm excited. Do you want to just go ahead and start with where are we going with this? We're going to talk about
So, I
successes
was,
from,
sorry.
go ahead. Go for it.
I I was going through my notes and then I was just like, let me write down all the things that people have accomplished. And I filled up my whole page with just, and I wasn't writing full sentences. So I was blown away at how much success people have had. And I think I'm going to quickly read through it just because it's so inspiring to see the changes that people have made. And they might seem like small changes, but at the end of the day, they're so impactful.
And this is why I'm glad we're doing this, because I think that several of you might be listening thinking you didn't accomplish anything this year.
Hmm.
And when you hear other people's successes, you might go, okay, wait, I did do that. I did that too. I did that. And I think it's really important to hear successes from other people because that's when we go, oh, yeah, okay. Or I can do that one. I can do that one if it's
Absolutely.
not too big. So I can't wait to hear what you came up with.
Well, I think before we get into the list, I also want to say that, as we're entering this new year, we have a lot of excitement and we have a lot of hope. And we need to capitalize on that and keep that going in a sustainable way. And that means making really small goals that you can accomplish. And you don't have to join our groups and you don't have to do anything. But if you're setting up goals for yourself to be successful, they have to be really doable and
Mhm,
manageable.
mhm. That's
So,
huge. That's so important. Yeah. I think
okay,
I just talked
here,
about that last week on how I set my goals too high and I didn't do them.
yes.
Yeah. So it's
Yes.
perfect example. Okay. Anyway, go on. Start us off. I'm excited.
All right, here's the list, and whenever you want to stop me, just interject, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Stopped drinking diet soda, and several people did that one.
Yeah.
Cleaned up closets and rooms to declutter not only the room, but also the mind.
Oh, I need to do that one. Go on.
Yeah, me too. Total activity of 80 minutes was broken up into doable segments per day.
Wow.
Water was key to feeling better, more awake, losing some pounds.
Hmm. That's one that I did this year.
Oh, really?
Well, I've always drank water, but my number one, if I was going to list my accomplishments, that's one of mine, that I drink my water before coffee.
Okay. And is it still
Yeah.
going successfully?
Yeah. And my body wants it first thing in the morning so badly.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, go
So
on.
you wake up
I'm
thirsty?
sorry. I
You wake,
never thought I did. I wake up wanting that water so bad.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Um, Felt relaxed with a clean counter.
With a clean kitchen counter.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one.
Hmm.
Asking after eating half if you're still hungry.
Yeah, that's a great one. I think we all need to do.
Kitchen was closed after 5 p.m.
Hmm.
I think that's a little tough for some people, but if you can pull that off, go for it.
Just any time. Pick a time. Close your
Yeah,
kitchen. Maybe it's 7,
absolutely.
maybe it's 8, maybe it's 9. Yeah.
Not white knuckling anymore. Felt peace with food.
Oh,
Packed up the house, downsized, and moved.
those are
Threw the,
huge.
yes, threw the potato chips away.
Wow.
Telling yourself, I love you. Started being aware of food dyes and the connection with anxiety.
I did that too this year.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Had better sleep when watched carbs and sugar.
Mhm.
Got rid of old photos and shredded old papers. I'm not even halfway there yet. Kept track of measurements and lost inches. Noticed a connection between hot flashes, night sweats, and dairy.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting. Okay.
Made homemade granola. Didn't get fast food.
That's a great one. I heard that one from a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Went to a concert and danced the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Watched portions. Made
Mm-hmm.
black bean brownies.
It's a good
Added
one.
vegetables. Uncluttered 4 rooms. Added meditation. This one I really liked. Quieted the inner critic. And
Mm.
because of this, we created a whole podcast on it.
Mm-hmm.
Completely cleaned out the garage. Oh, I like this one a lot. Sat in a plain seat without a seatbelt extender.
Absolutely.
Consistently doing yoga or chair yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Bought a really nice water bottle so they drank more water.
Mm-hmm.
Made doctor's appointments.
Mm-hmm.
Maintained sobriety. Emptied house of many bags for donation and trash. Lost weight. I wish we had a number because I know people have really lost weight.
I know.
Started strength training. Used a coloring chart to track progress. And at least one member has walked 260 miles. And that was in a
Wow.
matter of 2 months, I think.
Since October, I think it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And that's probably not even close to
Oh, so
touching
that
him.
is not,
Yeah.
no, I mean, I could probably read off some of mine too, like joined a gym, took a activity class. There were some people that, or there was some successes just coming to our retreat
Hmm.
was outside of their comfort zone, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's a success when you that are doing something that you didn't think, tracked honestly the whole month,
Absolutely.
right? Went to a Zumba
Absolutely.
class that you used to do before the pandemic, went back to that, like just so many. Said no to a donut is one that I have highlighted on my notes. Like that's a great feeling.
Yep. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So I mean, again, we could keep going and going and going if we really wanted to.
Yeah. And I think we're going to talk about this, but I think there's a lesson to be learned from, celebrating these small victories.
Which is what I like this topic. It's our recap for the year.
Yes.
So, so I actually took for those of you who don't know, Kamna and I take very detailed notes on all of our call to actions. Her and I
Mhm.
are both writing the whole time on everybody. And we're just writing down. What would you say? What would you say we're writing down?
Basically, I'm writing down what they say because
Yeah.
there's a lot of hidden messages just by the words they choose.
Mhm.
And I just find it really inspiring, revealing. Just, I get a lot of curiosity about what's happening.
So I have to tell you, the highlighted first when I was looking through the notes is somebody said, I won't rush myself out of sadness.
Hmm.
And I realized for me that I feel like sometimes I should only be sad for a short period of time and
Yeah.
something. And that when she said that, I was like, yeah, I can be sad for a day, 2 days if
Yes.
I want. I
Yes.
could be, and it goes for the other way. Like I can be mad too for a day if I want. Like, and I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm being unrealistic or I'm being too emotional. And I just highlighted that because I love it. Like I don't need to rush myself out of sadness.
Absolutely. And there's no
Hmm.
time limit to grief.
No, it's
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so here's another one.
Okay.
You might have taught me this one or somebody else. I don't know. But I love it. Our girl dinner.
That's the internet. That's not me,
I
but
was
yeah.
I didn't even know it existed until somebody said it was on August 2nd. Somebody used that term, girl dinner. And I was like, what's a girl dinner? And I was like, I don't know why it took an actual title for it to make it okay. But I've had
So
girl dinners forever that I've judged myself on.
tell us what a girl dinner is for
So a
somebody who
girl
doesn't
dinner
know.
is a bowl of cereal with milk because you don't feel like cooking food for yourself. A girl dinner is maybe popcorn because you're not that hungry. Maybe it's apple with peanut butter. It's like a light snack, maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's just a small salad.
Yep.
Like it's not eating the whole dinner. And so I realized that I've done this so much for so long and I was embarrassed about it. And I don't know why
Really?
it took, yes, I don't know why it took a term to make it okay. But what I really, really realized and what I feel like I've accomplished from this is like, my family can eat a whole dinner and I can make the whole dinner. It doesn't mean I have to eat the whole dinner with them.
Oh,
I don't have to. If I don't want it,
wow.
especially after I cooked it all, sometimes I don't want it after I cook it all.
Yeah.
I just want to eat a bowl of cereal. That's
Yes.
okay.
Yes. I love it.
Right?
Yes,
Right?
that's interesting that you picked that one. I find it's true, but I think it's interesting you picked that one.
Why? Tell me why you think that's interesting.
You seem like a person who's really aware of what you do and why you do it. So for you to get a title to your meals and that making it feel normal and okay, I
Hmm.
think that's interesting. I just see
Okay.
you're a person who like projects so much confidence. So to me, hearing that from you is very like, okay, all right, she's normal like the rest of
I'm
us.
normal. Yeah. All right. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah.
All right. Somebody said I gotta lose the taste. And I love this because I have to remember this more often. Like if
Mhm.
let's say I'm eating Hershey Kisses, 5 of them. Sometimes you just have to lose the taste of it and then it'll
Yeah.
stop you from eating it. And I don't
Yes.
mean just by drinking a thing of water. I mean like put something different in your mouth that'll curt so that it'll stop the taste. You know what I mean? Like if we're eating Christmas cookies left over or whatever right now, a ton of them, stop. We just need to stop the taste of it.
Yeah,
Put a piece
that's
of
what
gum in your
happens.
mouth.
Yeah. If you eat like a warm chocolate chip cookie, and
Mhm.
because you want to keep that taste perpetuated, you will have another cookie and you might not physically want one, but
Yeah.
you just want the taste. So I like this idea a lot.
I never want another. I mean, I never need another one, but the
Right.
taste is in there and it's so strong and it's like, oh my gosh, I got to have another one. So if
Yes.
I just can remember, oh my gosh, sometimes you just have to lose the taste of it.
Yeah.
Boom, you're good. Not
Awesome.
really, but the thought is better. This one I like a lot, and I hope my sister's hearing this one. I might have a shit show that won't change, but I can change how I manage it.
Oh, that's good.
My life might be a shit show that I can't change, but I can change how I manage it.
You know what's funny is I was there for most of these things, but I don't like I feel like it's like new to me.
Well, a lot of them are new to me too, because as I was highlighting them, I was like, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about this one.
Yep.
You know, another one is somebody said, I'm finally under my hate number.
Mm.
And I was very much, again, I think I like calling it a hate number.
Yeah,
And if
absolutely.
everybody's being honest, we all have a hate number.
Absolutely.
But I love the power of calling it my hate number.
Hmm.
And honestly, I've been under my hate number since that day, I think,
Really?
or pretty darn close to that day.
That's fantastic.
I know.
Wow, good for you.
Well, I think it's hearing things that I'm like, that stick with me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody also said food doesn't have the power over me,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
good one.
That's a hard
Um,
one, honestly,
yeah, why do you think it's hard?
because for so long, many of us have used food as a way to cope with our life. So to not give food that power as a coping mechanism, it's work. It's not like you snap your fingers and food has no more power.
Yeah,
It's work for sure.
it's definitely work. You're right. So what do you have? I feel like I'm doing all the talking here.
No, I have a few things that I wrote, like quotes from people, and they
Okay.
might have been said by other people, but I wrote it
Mhm.
down. I need to be a more effective version of myself.
Oh, effective is a good word.
Hmm. So, like, you want to be more productive and you want to be more invested and just efficient. Just everything should be more effective.
Yeah, that's good.
Um, I think this might be borrowed from somewhere else, but if you want your life to change, you have to change your life.
Wait, say that again.
If you want your life to change, you have to
Yeah.
change your life. So we just can't keep doing the same things over and over again. We need to actually make a change.
Hmm. Somebody also said, you can't juggle 100 plates at once. It's just not practical.
That was probably
And
me.
I wrote that down and I was like, oh my God, how many times do we all try to juggle 100 things?
I always talk about plates, so that's probably me. That's true
Uh,
though. We try to do a lot and too much. So yeah. I am not winning, I am learning. I think that's you.
yeah, I love that one. Maybe that was me.
That
I
is you. You
love
said it
that
a
one.
couple of times.
Yeah, yeah. What do you have other ones?
I have several.
Okay, go ahead.
You just have to start with a snowball.
Oh, that's a great one.
That's very deep.
Hmm. And can grow, grow, and grow. But you're right, it
Hmm.
just has to be tiny.
You can't make a snowman without starting with a little snowball.
Hmm.
I am not unhappy enough to work harder.
Yes, I loved that. I remember that day so clearly, don't you?
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah.
Conversation is like a sandwich. You are your own best ingredient. I don't know why this struck me as really interesting because, people don't value themselves and what they have to offer quite enough, I think.
That one's okay. So say that one again.
Conversation is like a sandwich. You are your own best ingredient.
I like it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you have
Yeah,
another one?
I like that. Oh yeah, I have a bunch more too. Do, 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 do. What if your blessings come from raindrops?
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's so
Yeah,
good.
that was a good one. I'm more comfortable being uncomfortable.
Isn't it funny
That
how
one
we
is
wrote
that
down
one's
different
deep.
things?
That one's
Yes.
deep to me. Yeah. And then the follow-up to that was sometimes we're uncomfortable anyway, so we might as well start to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Well, and sometimes there's a point to being uncomfortable because you get to the other side of that.
Yes, right?
Me time is not indulgent because I am important.
Oh, that's good. That's an interesting one because I think a lot of us don't give ourselves me time at all. You know what I mean? I do. How about this one? Somebody said, I realize that I look for external approval. And if you're somebody that is constantly waiting for the approval, like I think that's a great awakening moment. Like,
Absolutely.
do you? I
We
mean,
don't need to wait for somebody else's approval because we are good
mhm,
enough just as we are.
mhm.
You got to grieve what you have to grieve.
You have to grieve what you have
You
to grieve.
you got to grieve what you have to grieve.
Yeah. That one I feel is deep too. Don't you think so? I'm like looking through my notes here as I'm looking for things. But that one can be really, really deep, I think, for me. A couple other ones. Well, first of all, there was a lot of books and stuff that people had talked about to
Oh,
read that I wrote
yes.
down. And that one day I want to go through and like highlight all of those. Um, because I think that's another one. But what about this one? Gave myself grace without excuses.
Okay.
I made a list of things that don't serve my body.
Ooh, yes.
Isn't that one good?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Focusing more on my family than the food.
Oh, yes. I like that one a lot. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. That was by Mark Twain, but somebody's mentioned that.
Oh. Wait, I want to read one that we just heard 2 weeks ago. So you have to give me a minute while I look at these notes. But it was on, I'm trying to even think of the
While
day
you're
so I
looking for
can,
it,
yeah, go ahead.
at Zumba, I don't sweat, I sparkle.
Love
This is
that.
this is probably my favorite one of the whole year.
Okay.
Normal is a setting on the dryer.
Oh my God, I loved that one too. I wish I could find that one. Yeah,
That one has stuck with me. We
I
all
agree.
we all want to be normal, but the thing is, what are we aiming towards? We should be unique and different and special. Normal is only a setting on the dryer.
That is so true. I think that needs to be a t-shirt for real.
Hmm.
By the way, maybe we should have you guys vote and tell us what you want on a t-shirt.
Oh, that would be good.
Wouldn't it? Like, what have you
Yes.
heard? As I'm still looking for the quote. Oh, Kamna, as soon as I say it, you're gonna remember. It was just, um, here it is. Sometimes we're a butterfly trying to communicate with a caterpillar.
Okay, tell me again what that means. I know I remember hearing it, but
A butterfly trying to communicate with a caterpillar. To me, it means we're trying to go backwards and communicate with somebody that isn't worthy of us. But
oh, yes, yes,
maybe that's
yes.
just how I interpret it. Do you know what I mean? Also, another great one was busy people think we need to stay busy.
I wrote that one down too.
Yes, right? Oh, you either hit a wall or you got to go over the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that one good too?
Oh, so good. Tough times don't last forever. Tough people do.
I wrote that one down too. That one is so good. Yeah. Um, gosh, as I go through this, I'm like looking at a more somebody's cardiologist told them that they had a perfect report. Like that's a great
Yeah,
success. Do you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah. What else? Do you have any more? I'm trying to, you guys, if you guys could see all of our notes, you guys would think we're nuts because we just have sons. I like, this one was fun. I like the feeling of just saying baloney.
What does that mean?
like, like I could just say, forget it. I don't want to do it. You're ridiculous. I like the feeling of just saying, forget it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're rejecting your opinion.
Yep. I like the feeling of just saying whatever. Yeah.
Yes, I like it.
Yes.
I had, no,
Go
you
ahead.
finish.
I go ahead.
No, I was going to go to something else. So you finish
Oh,
what you're
that's
saying.
okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to reflect and give you my list of the things that I've learned from this.
Okay. Tell me.
Because in this exercise of going over the past probably 8 months
Hmm.
since we started this, I've really learned a lot from people and their struggles, their successes, their challenges, how they overcome them, and their momentum to make a change in their life.
Hmm.
I think it's so deeply profound.
I couldn't agree more. But you say it so much better than I could ever say it.
No, that's not true. Um, what the first thing I really learned that I think is true for everybody is the human spirit is very resilient.
Mm.
So we get knocked down, but we keep finding inspiration to get back up and to keep moving forward.
Hmm.
And that could look, the knocking down could be anything. It could be loss of a loved one. It could be loss of a job. It could be your just something happens in your life, but people
Hmm.
still keep moving forward and still keep getting motivated.
Hmm. So true.
Grief doesn't go away, it just becomes a little more tolerable.
I think that was a quote somebody said too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that was something that I had highlighted.
I must have
Maybe it
stole
was
that.
you, or
No,
maybe
I
you
probably,
said it.
no, I think I stole it though.
Oh,
But in some of our groups, people have shared about the grief they're going through, and there is
hmm
really no time limit on it. It just keeps evolving and changing and how they deal
hmm
with it.
And
Wouldn't
sometimes
you?
it's better than others.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. People are always working to be better than yesterday.
I love that thought. And I hope it's true for most people. I know the people that we work with, it is.
Yes.
Hmm.
I think so because we always say, I'm going to do better tomorrow. That was one of our
Yep.
topics. I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to do this next year. People are always wanting to be better than yesterday.
Yeah.
This is something I reflected on in the conversations amongst people is that sometimes the right encouragement can make all the difference in what you believe about yourself.
Wow. I guess it's true. I never thought of that.
Like if you
Yeah.
hang out with people who are really
Yeah.
positive and peppy, you're going to say, "Oh yeah, I can do that. It's great."
Mhm.
But if you are surrounded by negative energy, you're going to get sucked down.
Yeah. It's the same as like if you hang around people that eat donuts for breakfast every day, guess what you're going to start eating for breakfast in the morning?
That's a perfect example.
Like I'm not
Yes.
telling you to get all new friends, but what I'm saying is like sometimes you have to look around and make a conscious decision. Like maybe I shouldn't be doing that with
Hmm.
all the time.
That's such a good example.
Hmm.
I have only a couple more, but I think these are just some of the things I learned from other people. When you
Hmm.
need help or support, all you have to do is to be a little vulnerable and people show up to fill the space.
You put everything in such great words. It's
I,
amazing.
no, I honestly, these were just true reflections in the
Yeah.
moment. It was easier for me to come up with things that I've learned than to go and find all the things in my massive amount of notes.
Hmm.
Was there anything that stood out for you before I keep going on?
No, but because I went a selfish route way in this, and I was going to
Oh,
tell you all what I've learned about myself this year.
oh, okay. Let me finish this and I want to hear
Yeah,
that for sure.
yeah, because of course, you would go the wonderfully worded route, and I go the completely selfish route and
No,
think of myself.
no. I think that's important because whatever we hear inspires us and motivates us and
Mhm.
changes us. And I think that's the
Oh
point.
yeah.
I'm just putting it in a different way, but these are all my
Hmm.
reflections. Weight is a symptom of a bigger problem.
Hmm. I love that.
I have seen that over and over and over again.
Hmm.
And I always say this, that if weight loss was a simple equation,
Hmm.
food in, food out equals weight loss, like in terms of food and exercise, but it's not so simple. It's
No,
like we're trying to put calculus onto a simple, what do you
it's
call it?
like we're teaching
Addition.
calculus to a kindergartner. It's a
Yeah,
lot harder than we think.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, this I thought was kind of profound. People have been taught how to cope with their problems by eating
Yeah. From the time we were a baby. When
from the
you're
time we're
crying as
babies.
a baby, you're given a bottle.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're sad. Let's go get some ice cream.
Yep. I mean, by the way, I'm guilty of doing this even to this day with my kids. Like after doctor's appointments, I'm like, do you want to get ice cream on the way home? Like I'm guilty of it. But yeah, we've been taught that.
Okay, I just have two more. Being vulnerable is scary, but it opens you up to the most beautiful changes. It's hard to open up and it's hard to let yourself cry and express your fears and your vulnerabilities. But when you can do that, oh my gosh, you get rewarded.
Hmm. Yeah. We've seen it. I've seen it. I mean, this
Over,
year has
yeah.
been amazing. A bit the most amazing.
I have one that's very personal.
Okay.
So I became a health coach at the age of 54. And I realized that it's sort of my true calling in my life, and it's my passion. And I am motivated every day to work on this and to do better for myself and for my clients. And so what I realized out of this is that you can be any age and start something that you're truly passionate about that impacts your world and those around you in a deep, profound way. There's no age limit to anything. You can start anything at any age.
That should be the way we end it. Because you're absolutely right. You're
No, I
never
need
too
to
old for
hear,
anything. You're never too old for anything.
no, you aren't. I
I
need to hear
know.
your reflections.
Well, let me go back to that for a second because I
Okay.
think that you have helped me and so many people in so many ways that I don't think that I could ever put into words, especially as elegant as you put the words. So
Thank
I
you.
thank you so much for this year. I truly mean that from every bit of my heart. Thank you for this year. What I will tell you all is this year I changed more than I thought I ever possibly could. I really think I have. And I know that for weeks it was a huge thing for people. Like my mom was bothering me about it, and my sister, and people just didn't understand that I said I didn't enjoy food.
Hmm.
I didn't enjoy eating.
Oh, that was a big one for
And
you this
I
year.
know. And everybody was like putting their, to go back to a podcast episode a couple of weeks ago, was like, it's none of your business. But really, I think it bothered people more than it bothered me.
Hmm.
And I can honestly tell everybody listening right now, I am now at the point where I am enjoying food again.
Oh, great.
And I thought about it, and I thought about why and what happened. And this isn't to bash any plan out there, any of you doing whatever way you're losing weight. Um, I think it took me a good solid 4 months to get past counting points. And then, I mean, it was a good solid 4 months. And I think
Sure.
now that I'm not counting points,
Hmm.
I enjoy my food and eating so much.
Wow. I really appreciate how much you've reflected on that, because I know initially you were like, people just back off, leave me
Yeah, I was
alone.
mad. I was like, I mean, and I can give you exact examples. Like last week, I had 3 grilled cheese sandwiches
Okay.
and I enjoyed all 3.
As
Like
you
they
should.
were amazing and delicious. And I just loved every minute of them. I didn't feel guilty after I ate them. I tracked 6 pieces of bread and 6 pieces of cheese,
Excellent.
but I would have had to track like 12 points plus 12 points plus 12 points for a grilled cheese
Hmm.
sandwich. And I was like, I think the shift happened when I let go of some of the things I've always known and
Right.
took a jump, feet first, whatever you want to call it, into something that I've never done before.
Right.
So,
Absolutely. And
yeah.
sometimes that's important to shake up what you've always done and what you always have known
Mhm.
and try something different, because it gives you a renewed energy and a
Mhm.
renewed motivation. I commend you for that.
I'm also, this is just on a side note, from January of 2023 to today, I'm down 6 pounds.
Hey,
I know. And it all happened since July, if I'm being honest with you, because for the first half of the year, I just teetered back and forth, back and forth. But
since
from, but,
since
if I'm gonna,
October, I'm down 3. So yeah.
yay! See, we can make changes.
Yes,
And I think it's important that we both share that because like we struggle just as much as everybody else. And I'm
absolutely.
not going to be cocky and say I found my groove, but what I am going to say is I'm enjoying what I eat more. I'm eating better quality ingredients more. Um, I know patterns of my body that I never paid attention to before because it was all
Oh,
about points before.
hmm,
And now I'm like, no, I know that if I have that snow cone, it's gonna make me wake up at 1 o'clock. Like
yep.
now I'm knowing things about myself, which before I just would, you know, put it in and move on.
I really like that reflection, because
Yeah.
we need to care more about the quality of our food than the
Mhm.
quantity.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're tracking with the right mindset of, doing protein and carbs and seeing where if you're getting enough fiber and seeing if you're eating too much sugar and all of that data that you're collecting, you're like, okay, I need to have more salads in my diet and I need to eat more fat. And you can look at it really more objectively rather than limiting yourself to, I only get one piece of bread and I only get one piece of cheese. And that's very limiting mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Oh,
think it hurts us.
I think it really ruined my enjoyment for food for years that I never
Mm.
even realized it. You know, and even my weekends are way better. Like I used to just binge eat on the weekends and now I don't. I don't think of them as my weekend. I just think of them as another day and I just have to, fuel my body. But it's taken me a long time. It's not easy and it's not, by the way,
Mm-mm.
and then tomorrow it might all go down shitter, but I'm just saying like right now, like
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. And it feels good.
Well, and I think part of this is we use food as a coping mechanism, but we also need to use food as a way, it's a sensory thing. And I say this, I've said this 100 times, I've said this to my clients. Food is essential. So if you are not enjoying it, you're missing some of the fun. But you're
Mhm.
also, you need to make the nutritional foods sexier. So the salads need to be inviting and the vegetables need to be like, ooh la la.
Yeah.
And the protein sources need to be like, I want to eat that instead of, oh God, this is like this many calories and this many points. And it has to be an experience. I mean, that's how we're getting our nutrition in our body. Why are we
Mm,
not enjoying it more?
I know. And I'm there. I'm getting there. Actually, I'm not better. I'm not like cured from it, I guess you could say, but I'm getting so much better.
But I don't think you're alone.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people have lost their pleasure for food.
Hmm. Or they're stuck in the rules. Like, well, you should never eat 3 grilled cheese.
Mhm.
Why? Why should I never eat them? I mean, I didn't have dinner. I chose to have 3 grilled cheese. So,
It's
you know
okay.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
The guilt makes you um, do things that you shouldn't, I think.
yeah. And I'm okay, and I'm finally okay with a lot of it. So,
I like that one a lot. Do you have
yeah.
any more reflections?
I'm sure I probably do, but I will say that the one that we didn't talk about, which I hope we'll talk about in a couple weeks, is the term trifecta was coined this year, and
Yes.
I really, really, really started to really start thinking of 3 things that are a must do in my life that would be my perfect trifecta. And I thought I had them, and I think I still do, but I'm still tweaking it a little bit.
So an example of a trifecta would be I need to work out today for at least 30 minutes. I need
Hmm.
to sleep for at least 7 hours, and I need to drink 3 bottles, my bottles of water.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it could
That's
change for anybody.
your health trifecta.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
my minimum that I'm going to do to be really proud of myself today.
Hmm. And I love
Yeah.
it. I love calling it that. And I think that it changes based on the seasons. I do. I
Hmm.
think like walking my dog was a part of my trifecta this summer, and I'm not walking him now, so that's not, you know what I mean? I think it changes.
Yes.
So I also think it's important to reevaluate yourself every season. I
Oh,
don't think
that's a
we do
really
that
good point.
enough. I don't think we
Yeah.
do it enough. We
Very
say,
good
well,
point.
I've always do 20 minutes of Zumba or rub my Peloton. Well, it's a new season. Like maybe we need to switch it up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just thank you for this year. It's been amazing.
Thank you. I have uh I have learned some things from you, if I could take a minute.
Yes.
There is a very easy confidence about you, and maybe you fake it, I don't know, but there is this easiness about you're like, this is who I am, and I don't give a who cares. This is me. And
Hmm.
I'm a person who I have lived by what am I portraying and what is my persona and am I saying the right things? Am I doing the right things? And to watch you and how that draws people to you because you own who you are, it's immensely inspiring to me.
You're so sweet. Well,
It's
thank
true
you.
though. I like it when people can just be themselves and to watch you
Hmm.
in action because we talk several times a week.
Hmm.
It's like, why couldn't I say that? Why couldn't I?
No.
So I Thank you for that.
It's so funny. We both say think that in our head, like, why didn't I think of that? Or why can't I be so deep? And you're thinking it in different ways about me.
Hmm. I
It
think
just
that's
goes to
why
prove that
yeah.
that just proves that, like, first of all, that's we're just humans. We all are always looking at somebody and going, gosh, I admire that about them, and not realizing that you admire something about me as well.
Oh, so many things.
Yeah. So have
Yeah.
you
And
did you notice any changes in you this year? Like for your health journey?
I've been taking this time to be really reflective of the things that ask my clients is to pay attention to what you eat and how it affects you. And I
Mhm.
have noticed that certain foods are causing certain problems in me. So I need to start eliminating those things, even though maybe I used to eat it and it was all great, but it's not suiting me anymore. And I want
Mhm.
to live a healthier life without having to focus so much on my food.
Mhm.
I want to just feel better. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, yeah, it absolutely makes sense.
How about you?
So, no, just what I was said before, like I'm enjoying things, my food again. So,
I love that. I love that you said you ate 3 grilled cheese. It sounds so yummy.
it sounds so bad if I'm being
Did
like,
you cut it up into special shapes or like do you eat
no,
triangles or
no, but
halves
I
or
ate it with my fingers and I like, like it was greasy and like my fingers were just gross afterwards and it was just and I made it at school and I love them. It's probably my favorite thing we make at school is when we have it and it's
Mm,
just delicious. And I've never eaten 3 and this time I'm like 3 is what I'm doing.
excellent.
I know.
Oh, I love it so much.
So, well, happy new year to you and your
Happy New
family.
Year. I hope it's a good one. I can't wait for what this year is going to bring us.
I know, and I can't wait to hear about your party when we get back, when we start recording in January.
All right,
Your
will
big
do.
party, what you wore, what you dressed as. We got to hear all about it.
All right, we'll tell you.
All
All
right.
right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.